Mickey and I spent a lot of time, like we do every year, and each season, each year is different, trying to look closely at our team and really, are we on the right track? We talked at length last year about the things that we felt we needed to do differently and moving forward. And
hey, pussy, get in here!
After Monday, and really the better part of Monday is spent with our players, our team meeting, and then a large group of would-be free agents and unrestricted free agents. That would be the normal, as long as I can remember, that would be the normal Monday. So we met a little Monday. We met quite a bit yesterday and today. And really, the main thing all the time, and it's easy for me when I discuss Mickey because our working relationship is one thing, and yet our personal relationship is just as strong, is to really try to look closely at, hey, these are the things that we need to improve at. Obviously, when you finish 7-9 and you finish it your second year in a row, you're disappointed. We've grown accustomed to and certainly have an expectation of getting into the postseason and competing. I think the hardest time for us is right now. I'd love this press conference to be about an upcoming opponent and whether we can win in cold weather.
Hold up,
or change the type of Gatorade, or those are a lot more. Those are a lot more fun. That being said, as disappointing as it is to be in this position, there's still some things that were very encouraging. And the win we just had at the end of the season.
Show Mardi Gras about to be crazy as fuck.
Guys and some of the players that stepped up in the game against Atlanta, that there was something different about it. Certainly the locker room was more accustomed to what we have not expected or taken for granted, but it was more accustomed to what it needs to be. We're not there yet. We've really got to do a good job with the upcoming draft and in the upcoming off season with personnel. Specifically, we can really get into what areas defensively, what areas offensively, but more importantly, just kind of our mission statement after 10 years. I think there is, and I understand it, I think there is that, and 10 years is a long time. I've read and seen sometimes where, the message can grow old or can become maybe not as effective, and yet I think maybe that really applied to teams 10, 15, 20 years ago when rosters didn't have the movement. I find myself a lot not wanting to repeat something I think maybe the group has heard before, and in reality, it might be just 4 people, whether it's Drew or Jari or Zach. So I've said this before, and I understand the interest and certainly the skepticism, if you will, but this is where I plan on coaching. And
y'all hear that?
And I don't envision myself ever coaching for any other club.
I've
said this enough, and just having met with Mr. Benson and his wife Gail, man, I've been blessed coming at when I came, and listen, we all arrive at different times for different reasons, and it doesn't seem like 10 years. Shortly after that 05 season that the team went through with Katrina, and I remember, I have a good memory. I remember like it was yesterday, the very first press conference, and I would say it was like the worst that I've ever been, sitting here with a bunch of lines. Go back and Google it. I'm just reading to to everyone, and really anxiously excited and yet nervous about that task at hand. And yet I would share with you today, man, I'm just as excited and to some degree just as nervous, but looking forward to where we're going. And I don't take for granted 1 minute the leadership that sits over me and has confidence in me to be a part of a team and a part of an organization and a structure, and that's Tom and Gail. Dennis is our president. Mickey is our general manager. I mean, that relationship has been as strong as ever. I would also say, for 1 minute, I never take for granted our fan base and how supportive they've been.
Hey, I'm your biggest fan.
Someone said this to me when I moved here in 06. There's something about this city, and you hear that initially, and look, there was a lot back then that was uniquely different because of post-Katrina, but there is something unique and different. I can't
bitch
put my
ass
finger on
nigga,
it.
come in here,
Through a
boy.
bottle every day like you guys do.
Shit.
And get upset. When
You
the
don't
water's
envision
down in a certain
culture
parish,
for anybody
I
else
have to
but
come in the
us.
shower just like everyone else might have to go somewhere else. And yet it grows on you, and it is home. So hopefully that's answered enough questions, or a bunch of questions. I promise I won't have any next questions, Mike. All right. And I promise to sit here until everyone's done asking questions. So why don't we start there?
Sean, is this more, you say you see yourself, you envision yourself, but is this sort of an official announcement you have decided this is definitely...
Well, I know it appeared there was a looming decision, but I think this is really me saying again, and here I am, and nothing's changing, and I plan on finishing my career here. I think Zach Streif said it best last week. I'll be here as long as they'll have me. And I recognize, I read something, Fletcher said something a few weeks back, and it was, I can't recall, but I think it was something, leave early a hero, stay late and become a villain. And if I have to someday become that villain, then I plan on staying until everyone says, we're burning your wagon out of town. And so, and I'm comfortable with that. I am. But I think that, honestly, more importantly, I think there's more moments, there's more wins, there's more playoffs. I promise you there will be. And it'll be not a secret formula. It'll be the same formula we applied when we first got here. And I can assure you 10 years in, I know I'm in better shape. I feel like the energy, spending time with this staff, there's a lot of work to be done. And we've never shied away from that, though. And we've never been discouraged by that. In fact, sometimes I think that is what draws us or pulls us as coaches. And so the excitement...
This going on
for
10 minutes
in
in
the
that
game we
nation.
just played, here 2 teams.
I'm going to go ahead and finish this, but really, man,
I could say there was nothing at stake, and yes,
bottom line,
something at stake.
WhoDatNation, our coach coming back.
Playing Atlanta, and
Mardi Gras is back to be nuts out there.
Tim Hightower
but get with y'all with this Mardi Gras shit. This your boy CB, I'm out.
A couple weeks is going to handle